Golden showers in Russia for Trump. It's back in the news, folks. Trump's golden shower episode in Russia back in the 80s or the 90s. Nobody's sure which, but new new witnesses have come out. It's in the Kiev news here that Donald Trump was recruited as a Russian asset back in the 80s. If you've watched any news lately, you see how he's completely shilling for Putin, blaming the war in Ukraine on the Ukrainian president and acting like Putin's an innocent bystander, even though they invaded Ukraine in 2014. If you're an American citizen and you're buying this bullshit, then you need help. If you buy this load of crap, then you are MAGA and you're part of the cult and you are hopeless. Oh, and by the way, Trump's not giving us $5,000 refund checks. If you think so, start holding your breath right now. Okay, so let's get into this article. Trump recruited as Moscow asset, says ex-KGB spy chief. U.S. President Donald Trump was groomed 37 years ago as a potential Soviet asset, according to Anur Musiev, the former head of Kazakhstan security services who had been a KGB officer in Moscow at the time. In a Facebook post, Musiev tried to shed light on Trump's often baffling willingness to mollify Putin. In 1987, I served in the 6th Directorate of the USSR KGB in Moscow, Musiev wrote on February 20th. That's February 20th, 2025. Explaining how the most important direction of the work of the 6th administration was the recruitment of businessmen from capitalist countries. There he is, the Russian KGB agent, now living in Europe, I believe. It was that year that our administration recruited a 40-year-old businessman from the United States, Donald Trump, under the pseudonym Krasnov. Since his first term as president, Trump has been suspected of being, if not a Russian asset outright, then at least inordinately sympathetic to Vladimir Putin and Russia. In 2017, just as Trump was taking office after defeating Hillary Clinton in the presidential election, a report put together by former British intelligence operative Christopher Steele came to light. The document, initially commissioned by Trump's Republican adversaries and subsequently taken over by the Democratic opposition, contains salacious accusations from purported Russian intelligence operatives claiming that Moscow had kompromat, which means compromising material in Russian, on Trump, dating back to his various visits to Russia, including the infamous and never corroborated golden shower videotape with Trump and a prostitute in a Moscow hotel. Okay, we all know, everybody listening to this podcast knows that Trump is quite capable of being with prostitutes. Remember, he's been convicted of sleeping and paying off a porn star to get into office the first time, convicted by 12 jurors. That's 12 jurors, the American people, not the deep state or, MAGA haters, just 12 regular people. Although the credibility of the Steele dossier has been vehemently contested by Trump supporters, especially for its use of anonymous sources, Musiev confirms the existence of compromise on Trump. In a Facebook post from February 18th, 2018, the former Kazakh spy chief, who now resides in Vienna, Austria, wrote, "Donald Trump is on the FSB's hook and is swallowing the bait deeper and deeper. This is evidenced by numerous indirect facts published in the media. There is such a thing as the recruitability of an object. Based on my experience of operational work in the KGB and KNB, the Kazakh successor to the KGB, I can say for sure that Trump belongs to the category of ideally recruitable people. I have no doubt that Russia has compromat on the U.S. president, that over the course of many years, the Kremlin has been promoting Trump to the post of president of the main world power." Already 7 years ago, Musiev said that the ruling elite in the U.S. understood well that their president was deeply dependent on the Kremlin, but wouldn't openly admit it, so as to not jeopardize the U.S.'s status as sole superpower. He predicted the various attempts to remove Trump from power. the impeachments and whatnot. And a lot of the elites are okay with it. Elon Musk, anybody who's going to get tax breaks, um, you know, Jamie Dimon, all those billionaires that benefit from Trump's tax breaks when he's in office. In American Compromat, a 2021 book by Craig Unger, former KGB officer Yuri Shvets, claims that Trump had been recruited by Moscow in the 1980s. Donald Trump was cultivated as a Russian asset and proved so willing to parrot anti-Western propaganda that there were celebrations in Moscow, Shvets told The Guardian in 2021. Shvets was a KGB major during the 1980s with a cover job as a correspondent in Washington for the Soviet new agency TASS. He moved to the U.S. permanently in 1993 and gained American citizenship. He worked as a corporate security investigator and was partner of Alexander Litvinenko, who was assassinated in London in 2006, according to The Guardian. According to the book, in 1977, when Trump married his first wife, Ivana Zanjakova, a Czech model, in 1979, once she married Donald Trump, already a notable American real estate mogul, because he inherited $500 million from his father, the Czech Secret Service spied on Ivana at home and abroad and reportedly questioned her father about the couple after his trips to the United States. Trump became the target of a spying operation overseen by Czechoslovakia's intelligence service in cooperation with the KGB. I mean, if you don't know, back then Czechoslovakia was part of the Soviet Union. I mean, all of the Eastern Bloc countries now were part of the Soviet Union. Then in 1987, Trump and Ivana visited Moscow and St. Petersburg for the first time. Shvets said Trump was fed KGB talking points and flattered by KGB operatives who floated the idea that he should go into politics. A 2017 Politico article by Luke Harding sustains that according to files in Prague, declassified in 2016, Czech spies kept a close eye on the couple in Manhattan. Shvets noted that Trump was the perfect target. His vanity, narcissism made him a natural target to recruit. He was cultivated over a 40-year period right up through his election, he said, referring to the 2016 election. Now that Trump continually makes moves, particularly with regard to Russia and its brutal war against Ukraine, that would seem to benefit only Moscow. Former KGB recruiters such as Musiev are convinced that the U.S. president is deeper and deeper on the hook. The Russians have dirt on Trump, and he is the president of the United States. This is an incredibly dangerous situation for the U.S. Our president is compromised. He needs to be impeached. We need to get out on the streets, protests. Again, call your congressman, call your senator. Go ahead and comment below what you think about this, if you think it's real or not. I 100% think this is what's going on. Subscribe, like, comment. Later.